My name is Sophia. I am 37 years old, and I have been married to Michael for 11 years. We have a daughter named Lily. She is 10 years old. When I married Michael, neither of us had much. We lived in a tiny rented apartment. Michael owned an old motorcycle, and I had a small suitcase filled with clothes. But I loved him. We believed that if we worked hard, our future would become better. For many years, I worked during the day and studied at night. I wanted to build a stable life for my family. Michael worked different construction jobs. Sometimes he had steady work, and sometimes he stayed home for weeks because there was no work available. His income was never consistent. Still, I supported him. After several difficult years, I finally got a better position at a technology company. My salary increased to almost $6,500 a month. Life slowly became easier. I saved money. I paid the bills. Eventually, I bought a house with a mortgage. Later, I bought a family car. I thought we had finally reached the peaceful life we had dreamed about. But something had changed. Michael had changed. He became careless about our family. When he earned money, he rarely saved any of it. Sometimes he spent money on expensive dinners and gifts for other women. At first, I could not believe it. Then I discovered messages on his phone. There were women I had never heard about. I confronted him. Who are these people? He became defensive. Why are you checking my phone? Because I am your wife, I replied. He said nothing. I gave him another chance. Then another. But nothing changed. He continued meeting other women. Meanwhile, I was taking care of the house, paying bills, helping our daughter with school, and working long hours. Michael's mother also made things worse. She would tell me, "You earn good money. You can take care of the family." Then she would tell Michael, "Your wife has a successful career. She can handle everything." Sometimes she even said things that made Lily confused. She would suggest that I cared more about my job than my family. My daughter started asking me questions. "Mom, are you going to leave Dad?" I did not know what to say. I did not want my daughter to hate her father. But I also did not want her to believe that disrespect was normal in a marriage. Then, one afternoon, everything changed. Michael came home and told me he had met someone else. He said the woman had money and a better lifestyle. Then he looked at me and said something I would never forget. "I think we should separate. You have your career. You can manage without me." I was shocked. After everything I had done for our family, he was simply walking away. He packed a few things and left. For months, I focused on my daughter. I worked. I paid the bills. I took care of the house. Slowly, my life became peaceful. Then, 4 months later, Michael returned. He stood at the door with tears in his eyes. "I made a terrible mistake," he said. "I understand now. Please give me another chance." I looked at him. A part of me remembered the man I had married. But another part remembered every night I had cried alone. I remembered the lies. I remembered the other women. I remembered how hard I had worked while he treated our family like it did not matter. "I'm sorry," he continued. "I want to come home." I looked toward Lily's room. My daughter needed a father. But did she need a father who taught her that disrespect was acceptable? I took a deep breath. For years, I had tried to save my marriage. I had sacrificed my time, my energy, my peace, and sometimes even my happiness. But I finally understood something. Choosing yourself does not always mean being selfish. Sometimes it means protecting your peace. Sometimes it means protecting your children. And sometimes it means accepting that a relationship cannot survive without respect. I looked at Michael and calmly said, "I forgive you, but forgiveness does not mean I have to return to the same life." He stood silently. I closed the door. For the first time in many years, I felt free. I did not know exactly what my future would look like. But I knew one thing. I could build a peaceful life for myself and my daughter. I had already built a home. Now, I was going to build a life filled with respect. And this time, I would not lose myself trying to keep someone else happy. Sometimes the strongest decision is not to hold on. Sometimes the strongest decision is to let go.